And
you.
we are live. Fantastic. Right, I'm just gonna make sure that I've muted everything, mute all the windows that I had because I always forget to do that. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to something that's a bit out of the ordinary. This is a live chat with UK-based eBay and merch resellers, Jay and Callum, Jay Fullman and Callum G. They're both members of the Chat Facebook group as well, and they've been posting regularly on there. And I just when I saw especially Jay's merch by Amazon results, I was like blown away, like a lot of people were, because obviously being a UK based sellers. So I messaged them and said I'd love to chat to you guys live about it, or just a recorded chat, and they both seem pretty bubbly and up for it. So here we are. Do you guys want to say hi, introduce yourselves?
Hello everybody.
I'm Jay, and I do the merch by Amazon side of stuff, and a tiny bit of eBay now.
And I've basically taken Jay's eBay business off of her because she did it when she was out of work, and now I do all of that and she does the merch side of it. So I'm running around on eBay most of the time.
Superb. So just a little bit of a backstory for people that are in the chat. By the way, we've got 46 people watching now. I'll say a few highs quickly. I think Graham Nichols, Claire Riley, Peter Ray, Bum Crack Picker, which I think is one of the best names on the truth. Yeah. Callum Tucker, Dave Rowland, Stu Mandry, Electronic Firing Squad, Jason Entwistle, lots of people in the chat. So welcome everybody. What I wanted to do was just obviously get you guys to tell your story about this. I mean, one of the comments you made, I'm going to read out because I've got an ego. Well, I'm not going to read it out verbatim, but you said that you guys were inspired by watching the chat with Nick and I. Yeah, in my eyes, you guys are already like way past anything that Beck and I are doing, at least, and especially with the merch. And you guys have really jumped into this. So, if you wouldn't mind, like, if you can give us like a quick intro on how you've gotten into this, how long you've been reselling, and just to let people in the chat know a bit more about yourselves.
Shall I go?
You started everything, so you can start it again.
So I was a police officer, and in August last year, I had a car crash. My car was hit by a drug driver, and so I was out of work for quite a long time with injuries. And I think I was already kind of not enjoying my job so much, and I'd kind of decided that it wasn't going to be for me for the rest of my life. But it gave me the headspace that I needed, I think, to like reevaluate what I was doing, and I decided that I wanted to work for myself. So I'd already been watching yours and Nick's videos, and I watched Nick's backwards, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
and it was
all
only
the time, every day for hours,
because he had such a backlog. So I was like working backwards through them, and it was only in one of his first videos that he said that he used to work for the police as well, and that just like made something click in my head. And I was like, I could do this.
Yeah, and we'd lost Jay's wage, which was quite nice of a wage, which was suddenly not in, and I was working retail for Pets at Home at the time, so I kind of got involved in that inadvertently because Jay couldn't drive because she's got back injuries from the accident and she's had a hard time driving since. So I was spending all my time not in retail, driving her to boot sales and charity shops to do shopping with her anyway. So I was learning everything, and you and Nick are on in the background of all of my life as I was going to bed and everything anyway. So we got subliminally injected into us all of your gossip.
That is such an eerie coincidence with Nick, though. Jay, the fact that you're working, both working as officers of the law, and then just realizing. I mean, obviously, yours came to an end in a much more dramatic way with that, but it's good to see that you guys didn't let that get you down. I mean, some people would have gotten really down by that. I mean, getting hit by a drug driver, sustaining that kind of an injury. Nick, by the way, is in the chat and says, "Oh wow, fellow ex-police officer." Just take us through like how you got yourself your head straight after something like that, because people, when they get hit by have an accident of some kind, it can affect them, as I'm sure in an adverse way.
Yeah, with a lot of help from Callum and my family.
Fortunately, because of how it was, I said to Jay, well, you don't have to drive, it's only us two. And you've not really jumped into the driving seat since you had a go, haven't you? But you've had a bit of...
Yeah,
had a bit. We've had it looked at. The NHS is quite good, but it depends on the situation. But until she wants to, she doesn't have to drive. And we've moved to the other side of the country in Devon now, where you'd think it'd be nice and quiet to actually get on the road. Everyone drives like mad, right? Everyone, it's only single lane little country road. So if she wants to, she can. But if not, I do the driving anyway. So
On a side note, I found that as well. I thought that because it's quieter, people would be more calm.
No, the mad.
But because the roads are emptier, people pull some of the most daft maneuvers.
People go 70 on, like they actually go 70 on the country roads. So it's mental.
Yeah. Well, so wow. So you had some support there with friends and family. And how long did it take, like, from you actually leaving your police officer role there, to you actually starting and putting into action all the stuff that you'd seen on like the chat and on YouTube?
It was kind of slow, wasn't it?
No. The bedroom got filled up with shelves and junk. We only had a 1-bedroom flat, so it was our lounge and our bedroom, and that we started living in tap very quickly. But it was kind of, I think it was quite slow because of my injuries and stuff. I couldn't work. No, I had to lay down every 10 minutes. We could only go when I wasn't working, and I was doing 37, 38 hours a week. So we could only source when I wasn't working and things like that. So. Yeah. So I finished work in August, and I was actually off injured until November. Yeah. I went back for... You didn't really have a Q4, did you, that year? No. It was our first Q4 year this year, really. Yeah, so. Proper Q4. But I went back to work for one day, and on that day I handed in my notice. And I had so much annual leave left that they said, well, you can go home now. You don't have to come back for the whole of your month's notice period. And so on the 1st of December, officially, we started the business.
Wow. So 1st of December 2016, or... Yeah. 2016. Just to clarify, so you've literally just passed your 1 year mark, as it were, as full time. Feels like we've been doing it for ages. We've only moved here 5 months ago, and we keep going, do you remember when I sold that? And I'm like, I can only do while we lived here. I think that's really inspirational, because just over a year, and you guys have been posting some really incredible sales on eBay. I'm guessing that eBay is what started first. It tends to be for a lot of people. So I think it's like an easy way. It's a familiar platform as well. I've sold stuff on eBay at university and stuff like that just to get beer. Yeah, beer money sales, definitely. So do you want to just talk us through quickly about how that kind of evolved then, your eBay? I mean, the research involved, because obviously, having chatted to you guys behind the scenes a bit, Callum, you made very clear that Jay is a bit of a research fiend.
Yeah, we both are different. Jay at university was I have to sit down and read this book for 5 hours and write it out 10 times, and I'll get an A star, because that's how I am. This is where the bit where Callum moans about. And I'm no. And I was fortunate enough to be a blagger that could always get a B, sort of thing, and I didn't have to learn that much, and I've got quite an absorbent brain. So for nonsense anyway. If a quiz, I'm quite handy. If you want anything productive, useless. But so yeah, Jay will research the hell out of a lot of stuff, which is really, really good, and a curse sometimes, because she'll stay up till God knows when with the laptop screen in her face. Oh, wow. But yeah, so literally when we say your videos are on all the time, they're on all the time. Like, what should we have on? Do you want to watch like a film? No, Nick and Vera on. Okay, I'll put dinner then. We'll have them on in the background with us. We just watched everyone and learned as much as we could, didn't we? Jay watched Margaret. When Jay decided to do merch, she watched all the people that look at that. So she was on Margaret all the time. There's a Merch Minds, I think it's Merch Minds, is it? Merch Minds group, and that's on all the time now as well. Even when we're doing stuff, generally when we're working, we'll have work related videos on. Yeah. So depending on what you're into, so how quick did you find that you got like a hang of eBay, where you were, you started to really spread your wings? And for example, you guys are quite happy to talk about the fact that you go to auctions and you pick up these pretty amazing items. Size of the item doesn't seem to bother you. I mean, recently you shared that Ferrari of mobility scooters. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Tow Pro. Yeah, so Tow Pro Toga 2 or something like that, and it looked nice. Like it's kind of, it sounds funny, but if I think it looks nice, it's usually, the stuff. If you were going to buy it for your nanny, go, wow. We'll get her a walker. No, but if you go, we'll get her a walker, and then if you looked up on eBay and went, oh my god, I didn't know they cost that much, that sort of stuff, but you're going to sell it now, so you go, oh yeah, it could be worth that much. So if I'd seen that to buy for my nan and gone, 300 quid, what the hell? Get her a 20 quid one. But that's the sort of stuff that you should look for at auction, because you go, oh, well, I wouldn't pay that, but I can buy it and someone else will. If it looks good to you, like if you've got a feeling it's a cool item, then it genuinely is. Generally, sometimes it flops, but
I think in terms of like how quickly eBay grew, though, I think we were quite limited on space in our old house.
Yeah, as soon as
we had
moved,
to be really picky about what we picked up.
And then when we moved here we've moved to a 3-bedroom cottage in Devon now. And we've got 2 bedrooms full of stock, and we've moved into a small box room up the end. And now, because we've got that space to stock it, and now
and a van.
We've just my father was kind enough to lend us some money to buy an old van. But it's got low mileage on it, and I can fit furniture and stuff in there now. So as long as I can find a box big enough, it can go. I can sell bikes now. I can pick up bikes now. So that opens up loads of stuff to me. So
I think that's when it took off.
When we moved and got the space to get bigger.
I think that's really important to just point out there that you really don't have a fear about what to sell. You know, the true kind of generalist, as it were. You're not being held back by the size, the physical size or the weight of an item, and you're finding that that's obviously paying like dividends. You're able to find this stuff. I mean, you know, living in like a rural part of Devon, it probably isn't going to be as easy as someone who's living within the M25, for example, to find stock. And you guys have experience of that as well, because obviously originally you're from
Dartford, Medway, North Kent sort of.
But then on the flip side, I suppose, where we are, it is a hassle. Like, it's a half-an-hour drive to our nearest auction and to the nearest
supermarket
and charity shops. But then there's less competition, so I suppose it's.
Well, that's still able to look at the silver lining there. I just want to quickly mention Donna Thrifts in the chat has a question. She says, how much service did Jay leave the job with? I left the police in September this year after 7 years. She says, glad you are on the mend, Jay, and you are smashing self-employment. So,
just 2 years.
Just 2 years.
Well,
you were on a special scheme. You were on a special scheme.
Yeah, I was on a graduate scheme,
which was really good, but that's a whole other story. That's about rank and.
Well, was it Donna who asked the question?
Donna will know.
Like
they're putting smart people in at the bottom.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, graduates don't get a very good rep within the police. It's all more about experience, which I get.
So you're talking about like the culture within it, but
there's a big policing culture.
Karen Crafts from Medway. That's where we're from.
I've spoken
Chatham.
to her on the group.
Kirsten Curiosity says Devon's roads can be hairy. No one uses indicators.
No,
they don't exist.
And we didn't know what tractor headlights looked like before. We were going along the dark ones, and tractors have a light in the middle and 2 on the outside. So from far away, it looked like a motorbike. And I didn't know. And it's really dark. There's no street lights. It's a dark zone. And for me, it looked like a motorbike miles away. And I was like, I'm not bothered about that. And then all of a sudden, this thing went.
You're in good company with Nick reminiscing about drowning in their first rented place, and with a very small child it was a nightmare. It does quickly grow, doesn't it? The stock just can definitely take over. Right, let's just move on a little bit. Okay, Rochester, so not the great part, says Karen.
Oh, Rochester's so good.
It's better than Chatham.
Oh no, Chatham's moved to Rochester now. If you're not from Medway, you won't get it, but Chatham spreads. Chatham's a whole.
Right. Al's Attics just put a question in.
That's a good one.
How many hours a day do you spend designing, Jay? I'm keen to start, but have a 1-year-old to entertain. So moving on to merch. So, you know, merch is obviously one of the things that caught my eye, especially. You started posting some really phenomenal figures on Merch by Amazon. For those of you that aren't aware, merch is like a print on demand t-shirt service offered by Amazon. Currently it's only in the US, and I think that's what makes it intriguing. If I can just have a little chat, what I wanted to say was, I remember when I first started reselling, I used to watch a lot of American resellers on YouTube. And it was only until I saw Nick talking about reselling in the UK that it made it real for me that it can be done here. And I needed that to give me the nudge. And I'm normally quite a go-getting kind of person. I'll jump into something, but I didn't until I saw Nick's videos. And in a way, I think, Jay, you could do something similar for a lot of people here where, you know, merch is still, it seems a bit alien because it's all the way over there in the States. And you're sat there in rural Devon in your little cottage. And you were mentioning just before we went live, how many shirts have you sold so far today?
Today, so we just sold another one, didn't we?
29 today.
29 shirts, and you were saying it was only just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
In the US, yeah. So they're not even really up yet and on the internet, so it goes mad overnight for us, and we get a nice surprise in the morning.
I think the sales start to come in faster at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
What, our time?
Yeah,
our time 10 and 11. It starts going ding. We've got an app on the computer that gives us a nice sort of ka-ching.
For every shirt sale.
I think it's the same noise as Mario hitting the coin box, which is
wow, fantastic. So touch wood, you're going to have another monster day today then. And Alzatic's question was, how many hours a day do you spend designing? There you go.
Well, that's hard because that's the same. Yep. Go on, you answer, but it's research rather than designing, isn't it?
Yeah, the designing itself. I mean, you can design like a plain sort of text-based design in like. Well, they're the ones that sell, really, aren't they? Yeah, but then I can spend an hour doing a design that's a bit more intricate. But what I'll generally do is, if a design's taken me an hour, I won't just put it on one shirt. So if it's a shirt that says, I don't know, it's a crude example, but I love my mum, I'll also do I love my dad and I love my grandma. And so it's an hour's work, but you can get 10 20 shirts out of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, again, if you've got a theme like
dogs,
pug owner, you can give Labrador owner, and the amount of people that are going to get a t-shirt because they love their dogs, outrageous.
But it's the research that takes a bit more time than the designing. Well, for me anyway, I think it's probably more important than designing because I've never had any experience.
You could do a text-based t-shirt, but if no one's looking for that, or you could do a nice design, but you could do a picture of a Labrador, but if it's
no one's looking for it. Well, let's just take it back. When did you actually first decide, or to actually, or when did your account go active? Even, I mean, it couldn't have been.
You applied ages ago, didn't you?
Yeah. Hang on, let me get my thing up. I think I actually had the account for a couple of months before I bothered doing anything with it, and I think you only have like a 3-month period to get your first shirt up. Otherwise, they shut your account down.
That's going to be very familiar for a lot of people, opening their accounts and then feeling like a rabbit in the headlights, kind of not knowing. And what got you actually started then? So you've had it for a couple of months. What was the actual thing that made you think actually?
Probably thinking, oh God, they're going to shut my account down because I haven't put anything up.
And that was when I started doing a lot more of eBay because I started full time when we moved here. I was still working when we were back in Kent, and you had a bit more spare time then, didn't you? Because you weren't doing all the eBay work. I was doing a lot of it, if not most of it, and she had the time to do it. So you could sit there watching 10,000 videos of Margaret instead.
So I got the account in May.
Yeah.
And for the first, all the way until August, I've made less than $10 a month. So I think that was probably just my 1 or 2 shirts that I'd put on and just left, just to tick the box to say I had something on, so my account didn't disappear.
Wow.
And I started doing it properly in September. And that month I made just under $600. So that was when I properly started.
When you first started. So September, October, November, December. And just to mention there, you said you started watching Margaret. So credit where credit's due. Good friend Margaret Collier, Texas Scale Treasures. I will put a link to her channel. Her channel's huge already. And I'll definitely put a link in there. So you binged on Margaret's content when it came to merch.
Because the great thing about Margaret's videos is she's doing really well, but she also has no design experience. So she's perfect for someone like me. Like when I was thinking,
and she's got a family and everything as well. She works around, so she's can't take too much time because she's got her kids and she does eBay. So she's fitting all that in, and she's not pulling her hair out too much. From what we can tell.
Well, I think she is. Sometimes
she's holding together.
But I mean, she's perfect for people who also have no design experience. She's proof that it's possible, basically.
Because you don't, do you?
No,
not really. You're not that.
I'm nifty with a computer, but that's
Jay's,
as far as
Jay's
it goes.
not that creative, are you?
No.
No, not horribly. No, but I'm the fluffy, artsy one, and she's.
I can't draw. I mean,
she can't
I have a really artsy family. My mum worked as a she taught ceramic classes in our house for my whole childhood.
That's jack of all trades, isn't he, as well? So.
Yeah, and she can paint, and she's amazing and stuff like that. Really? I got none of those genes at all.
But still, that's going to be encouraging for a lot of people that hopefully will catch this video. That even though you don't have to have any prior experience, you don't have to have any knowledge or in terms of how to create a design, and you were able to learn all of this would you say literally you learned pretty much all of this from watching Margaret? Let's put it as bluntly as that, or as plainly as that. Would you say?
Yeah, well,
Probably,
I'd say everything I needed to know to
about
start
merch,
merch, I got from Margaret.
And Jay
then
uses free software, don't you? It's free software as well. Jay uses GIMP, I think it is.
Yeah.
So you haven't got to pay for imaging software. It's only it's more advanced than Paint. It's like a low Photoshop program, and I helped out a bit with that because I've done that at school.
Right.
So
a bit of teamwork there.
Yeah.
I haven't got a clue what she does on it now, but I taught her how to cut and paste.
Are you still using free software then, Jay?
Yeah.
You don't need to pay out for all that Photoshop stuff. They're brilliant if you want to, and you can.
But you're clear proof that
you don't have to have designs that are that complicated to do it.
I think if you're a proper graphic designer and you're doing, what do they have? They have like tablets that they draw on,
and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think Photoshop will be
amazing.
invaluable.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant if you've got the skills to use it. But
I think people who have Illustrator, isn't it? They talk about, and Photoshop. Because Photoshop is pixel based, so people actually recommend Illustrator because it's vector based or something. But you're saying you're proof positive that you don't need any of that fancy stuff. It's not a case of just going out and getting all the latest cool stuff. And I think from what I've seen of Margaret's videos, at first she started off with the free software as well.
Yeah,
I think she still uses it, doesn't she?
I think so.
I think she still uses it as well. I think she's tried to get some lessons in Illustrator and stuff, didn't she, from some of the other people that are on the American scene in it, but I don't think she
I don't know if she uses it now. I haven't watched her for a few weeks. But yeah, totally. If you're just starting out and you feel like you don't know anything that you need to know about merch, watch a few of Margaret's videos, and that will get you through like the first month for sure.
To get some designs
and
on,
probably further.
Yeah.
It got me. It helps me every day watching Margaret's videos for sure.
Just a couple of questions just that relate to that. Al's Attic and Ray Cunningham have got similar questions. So in terms of, so it's all about spending time finding the idea, and what does the research involve? So I mean, Blitz has actually asked, what theme do you found sells best? I would actually say that, Simon, that's kind of not necessarily going to be a great helpful answer, even if they did tell you, because merch, the whole idea is it's about keeping on trend, isn't it?
And you get your niche as well. Not many you'll find if you start watching the videos, everyone keeps their niches hush hush, because that's your niche. That's where your money is.
Yeah,
but then, and they change all the time as well.
Yeah, I mean, like at the moment, I'm doing well with the typical like Christmas shirts, but also things that people would want to give as a gift. And I'm doing really well with my sports shirts at the moment. And I think that's because if you say you get someone in Secret Santa that you work in an office with, and all you really know about that person is they like football,
running or something,
you can get them a football shirt and you know that they'll like it, and it's kind of personal. So I think that's why they're doing so well.
This is not as in a football team. This is like I Heart Football.
Yeah.
Football for Life or something like that. You can't. They're very, even because it's run by Amazon. If anyone does FBA, they're quite. We do the customer service about it. They've still sort of quite got that mummy nature about this, haven't they? Like they'll. It's all very. You can't do copyright infringement, so you can't do Star Wars puns, which is what I keep kind of like puns. You can't do it. You can't have ham solo. You can't have. You can't do
anything that's an intellectual property,
or a line. Or a line like any lyrics you can't use. So you check all that stuff on copyright before you upload it. So that's where a lot of the time comes, is making sure that you're not going to get your account shut down or a t-shirt rejected, and then you've wasted 2 hours anyway.
Wow. So how do you, if you were to give the guys asking question about the time researching, because obviously researching does seem to be the thing that's coming through here in terms of importance.
I think you can do your research completely by yourself, just by, first of all, looking at the news and keeping up to date with like the trends and the hashtags and that sort of thing. But I think it's possible to do that from being in England. There are tools that you can use, but I think you're not as sort of on the button as much as if we were in America.
Nice.
I find my sort of all-inclusive t-shirts work better. So not necessarily
current affairs.
Yeah.
Like,
so they call them
the dog ones.
Yeah. So they call them evergreen and seasonal. And the balance that I found works well, which wasn't my own idea, it's somebody on one of the merch groups, but they say do about 70% evergreen, So that would be like I love dogs. And
something
then,
that sells all year round. That's not something that's not. For example, I mean, I don't know much about like American stuff, but for example, you'd say you wouldn't if you do more vague sports related shirts rather than lots of Super Bowl shirts or shirts related to who's
Can't
playing
say
in
Super
this
Bowl.
year's. Well, you can't. There we go.
No, not allowed Super Bowl. No.
Yeah, but yeah, that's exactly the right idea. And then 30% is seasonal, so Christmas. I love Christmas trees.
Yeah, like Christmas ones are doing quite well. And obviously, New Year's ones are doing quite well.
No,
now.
a shirt that says "I love Christmas trees" probably wouldn't sell, by the way. So don't do that.
No, that's been done.
Just wanted to say, Daisy May says, fantastic couple. Love to see the enthusiasm, so uplifting and motivating. And I just another question I just want to pick out. Chloe Gilks, I think, asks, do you think it's a bit late to jump on the wagon? I mean, what would you say?
No. And sorry to interrupt you. It's not even in England yet, and it's going to be coming at the minute. Like I said, there's a lot of research. Like, what is it? Obviously, train spotting is a nice English pastime, but they don't call it that in America. They call it rail fanning, which is weird. But obviously, you have to learn that.
Of things like
that means, of course, if it does come to England, at the minute on Amazon, there's no T-shirts about cricket. There's no T-shirts about tea. There's no T-shirts about scones.
They're very limited.
Jam and which way around that goes or whatever. And,
but that's because they're not necessarily going to be.
And then as soon as it's in England, we will either have those designs already made, or you know, there's a whole new market of English jokes which no one's going to.
You do get the odd novelty one, like you can make a T-shirt that's catered for Brits. But you
jam on top, clotted cream underneath, and the other way around.
But you can make a T-shirt for that caters for Brits living in England, Brits living in the USA, and they will sell, or even
expat T-shirts, and
like our London holiday 2018, because a lot of Brits
you sold one of those yesterday.
Yeah,
the London one.
Well, not that, but similar sort of thing.
Yeah, guys, don't feel like obviously you have to give away anything in terms of design or anything.
I hope we're not. We're being quite vague about it. Yeah. And it's not horrible, but you've got to be like, if you want to make the money, you've got to stay a bit quiet about your niche. There's like the evergreen ones. It's not too hard to share, is it? You always get. Eventually, someone's going to want to buy a Labrador T-shirt because Labradors aren't going anywhere. Hopefully, because they're.
but one thing I just wanted to pull out that you just mentioned about train spotting and what the Americans call it. Is that an example of the kind of research you've spent a lot of time doing? So just how that, you know, for example, sidewalk and pavement, that kind of situation. Is that
and other things like something
band-aids and plasters? We've had that ourselves in America as an issue when I had to go and ask someone for a plaster swimming pool. And I go, can I have a plaster? My foot's bleeding. They go, you want something to do the wall? You're like, no. I need something on my foot. I'm bleeding. Oh, a band-aid. You go, yes.
Yeah, right. But like the other day, I was doing a shirt that was all to do with nans and granddads, and I wanted to make not just nan but grandma, and not just grandma but all the different words for nan and granddad, basically. And so rather than just doing nan and grandma, I looked up a list, like an actual survey, what do most people in the USA call their grandparents? So you've just got to think about little things like that. And
then you got to think. Then you can think about what populations are in America. Just because America's America doesn't mean you haven't got Hispanic. You haven't got Italians. There's a load of people in America who are Italian descent. And then you can go into their language in America that will have it, like, not saying I heart my mafia nan or something, but
no,
it'd be what Italians call their nan, or because there are a lot of Italians, a lot of Irish descent in America as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, they were Irish originally.
Is that where you can do the Goodwill Hunting style accent?
I'm not bad at accents, but it's not becoming a thing, hopefully.
But no, this is really interesting and hopefully useful information, because it shows the way you guys are actually approaching this. It's more about the questions you're asking yourself that's leading you to do the kind of research. I mean, would that be fair to say?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And also, I just want to mention there's a tool that I use called Merch Informer, and that is just
stupidly, incredibly useful.
Yeah,
would be an understatement for it. Yeah,
I would say it's vital now. I mean, I got along without it for a long time.
Okay.
And
is that a paid for, or is that a free tool?
Yeah, it is. I can't remember how much
it pays for itself. Oh, there's another.
Is that another one there?
It's good. Yeah, it's starting to roll in. That's just
good. Touch wood. It keeps
more things than eBay today, anyway. So. Albeit it's royalties, Rob. Have we gone into that yet? Actually, we talked about what you actually get. sort of thing.
No.
We'll move on to that.
We'll
But
do that. Yeah.
about Merch Informer, so you said that that's a
Yes.
tool that you have actually felt is worth you paying. Yeah.
And it's amazing, and you probably could do most of the things it does by yourself, but it would take ages, and it's so worth the money. And you can look at what sorts of things are trending now. Like you can get a list of the top, is it 1,000? Top 1,000 selling shirts on Merch.
Wow.
And I think there are probably people who use it just to copy those shirts, and that's
You've got to be careful about that as well. You can
do.
get a lot of people if someone thinks they've copied your shirt or you've copied theirs, exactly.
They can put in a strike against
you. You can moan to Amazon, and then so if you can use these tools to derive ideas, but then you've got to
change it enough so
change
you
it
don't
enough
get in
that it's
trouble.
different. Any images used would be public domain images or your own creation. You can't nick it from God knows where, so you can't just go
and to be fair, like in terms of achieving the kind of success that you guys are like achieving on there, I mean, just to give people like a figure, for example, 29 shirts already today. And you mentioned, I mean, if you guys haven't seen, if you go onto the Facebook chat group, Jay has been posting screenshots of her sales. If you could just give us a little kind of if you were to give a bit of a clickbait summary of your sales of what's achievable.
I can get it up now.
We're up to 31.
Oh yeah, it's an app called Pretty Merch, and it does all this maths for you, so that's a good thing to get as well, and that's free.
Okay, Pretty Merch and Merch Informer. Merch Informer is paid for, is a tool, and Pretty Merch is like just to track what you're doing.
And I think Merch Informer are doing a free trial at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So now's a good time to have a go. But anyway, so this is in dollars, and isn't it 75p to $1 at the moment?
Something like that. It's not bad. About 3/4.
So
if you want to be optimistic.
Yesterday I sold 93 shirts and I made $479
in one day, which is 300 quid at least.
With no stock to move around, with no storage,
no overhead, really, other than Merch Informer and stuff. But
the smiles should be quite bigger than they are, then, guys, because that's amazing.
The thing is,
we get paid in arrears, so come in January.
It doesn't feel real yet.
No,
it's only really taken off over the past we haven't
seen the money yet because the month it took off was November, so we're going to get paid that at the end of December. So we're going to eat nothing on Christmas, and then New Year's we're going to be mad.
Yes, we are. No, but so the last 7 days, 503 shirts and $2,780.
Wow, in a week. And that's pure profit. That's
hanging around $2,000 somewhere.
Yeah, no shipping, nothing, obviously, because it's all dealt with by Amazon, and
no annoying customers either. That's the best part.
That is
customers are lovely.
Yeah, sorry, not annoying customers.
I tell you what, guys, I mean, it's just, if we were doing anything close to that, I'd be like one of those cartoon characters, when they jump from the floor to the ceiling around.
We don't know how it's going to go after. Obviously, Christmas is helping out a lot, but we don't.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it will roll on a bit, and then you've got it's just keeping up with stuff. Then you've got Easter.
Well, let's talk about you guys are being a bit kind of obviously humble there and a bit coy, and there's obviously another side to it. And at the moment, I believe Amazon have frozen people's ability to upload designs, and you guys
they can fulfill orders, obviously, but
I think that's been a good. Yeah,
it's not a punishment against us.
No, of course, it's not. No.
They can't make it. They don't like us. No, they can't make enough tickets to meet fulfillment, so they've frozen.
Break.
Yeah, they do it in rank order. They do rank orders of how many you can upload. Maybe you should talk about that because I don't have a clue. I just do eBay.
There are different tiers in Amazon basically, and you start and you can only upload 10 shirts. Then once you've sold 10 shirts, you go up to tier 25, and you can have 25 designs
live, can't you?
Live,
and you can upload one a day or something. Can't you?
Yeah, the more shirts you have. So at the moment, I'm on tier 500, and until all the Christmas stuff happened, I could upload 10 a day.
And you've got how many designs have you got live now?
417.
417 separate designs, which can all possibly give us income anytime, any day.
That's
depending
insane.
On who clicks on it, sort of thing. So that's again, as you build up numbers, you build up. It's partly a numbers game. So if you've got 2,000 shirts on there, you've got 2,000 revenue.
But can I just also point out another testament to your guys' attitude? I mean, I've loved talking to you when we talked the other night as well. You're not just sitting on your laurels that now that there's this break on everyone's account. I'm keen to say, not just on yours.
No, she sat back a little bit.
Oh, I have.
She has sat down a little bit and watched me do all the wrapping of the parcels on eBay. I still have to.
But
Zen.
you have also been racking up a few designs as well, if I'm right. Like,
yeah.
you know,
So I've just been. I'm trying to be a bit more organised with it next year because I want to keep this money coming in after Christmas. I'm expecting to take a bit of a dive after Christmas, so I'm just trying. I just want to maintain it as much as I can.
What's really good is we haven't got to think about rent for 4 months or something like that.
which is, yeah.
Like we don't. We like if you weren't doing that, our eBay's doing quite well at the minute. We always clear £100 a day usually.
Yeah.
We have no sale days, same as everyone. Today, I don't think I've actually sold anything yet today.
eBay's been atrocious for us. I mean,
I think everyone's kind of lost their optimism that stuff's going to arrive by Christmas. So I think the Christmas ride is over now.
But I think we're pretty much living on eBay money at the moment. And
and then hopefully when this stuff, because our end game is going traveling at some point next year. And this can be a nomad business. We haven't got to be at home. We haven't got to have stock. We can upload.
Is it that infamous phrase, laptop lifestyle?
Yeah, digital nomads. We can, if we can find a half decent Wi-Fi connection in Bali, we'll do it in Bali. You know.
I've forgotten the questions in here. What did you ask?
Yeah, sorry.
It's Callum. He keeps interrupting me.
I'm the creative one. My brain goes.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, I was just mentioning. Obviously, the accounts had that phrase on, and you're still putting some shirts on. And the reason I asked that is because I mean, Al Zatic has just mentioned. He's put a question in the chat saying, "What's your opinion on using Printful and Etsy as I'm not yet merch approved?" And I think that was quite a good. That was quite good in terms of you guys having that break and you're using the time to actually do that, aren't you? You're using. Did you want to just elaborate on that?
Yeah, sorry, I've got a handful of my shirts on Etsy, and that's using that Printful integration. So for those of you that don't know, you can.
Good question. Carry on. I've just got a question in my head for somebody. Stu's just put a good question. I'll remember it, Stu.
You can. What was I saying?
Oh, you're useless.
Etsy and Printful.
Etsy and Printful.
Yeah. Yes. So Printful are a company who have their fulfillment centers in America. So when you can just migrate your design from Merch by Amazon over to Etsy. It's really simple. And somebody can buy it through Etsy. Generally, they're willing to pay a bit more, I think, because Etsy is sort of a bit more personal and it's seen as it's got a different
it's like
image.
I want one of those.com and stuff like that. It's personal, vintagey.
Yeah, I think it's got a better image in America.
Website. Yeah.
But so people are willing to pay a bit more, and Printful will print your orders. You don't have to do anything basically. It's like it's synced. Etsy and Printful is synced, so Printful will ship it and do all that stuff. You just pay them for their services basically. So it's pretty much the same as Merch by Amazon, except you have to do the customer service side of it and returns and all of that stuff.
Okay.
So I've got a handful of my
alternative shop front to have in a way, isn't it? So you can have your designs, so you can capture the people that are shopping on Merch, by Amazon, but you can also capture the customers that are more Etsy, Okay.
And I think when that integration first happened with Printful and Etsy, there were a few sort of
hiccups, weren't there? You had to sort of manually do some stuff because they hadn't quite done the syncing, probably had they?
Yeah, but I think they've all been ironed out now, and I think I would do it if I didn't have a merch account and I was still waiting for it. I would 100% start with the Etsy Printful thing.
Just definitely. To keep it, so you'd recommend that if someone starts today, just run them side by side from the beginning if you're serious about doing this. Graham Nichols says, but Christmas is nothing in the US compared with Halloween. Is that something that you found? I mean, is that when was your Halloween huge or?
Yeah, it was good.
That was when you'd only just started doing it, so you didn't have the capacity for designs.
I was on a lower tier. I think I was only on
tier 25. I think. Or just coming into that.
Yeah.
But they assess that every month or so, don't they? The tiering and rankings.
Well, yeah.
Or as and when Amazon magically decides they want to do some stuff in the office.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was big Halloween. But I think not only did I not have enough spaces to sort of capitalise on it in terms of numbers of designs, but
Margaret's in the chat now.
Yay! Hi, Margaret.
Oh, brilliant. Margaret says her ears are burning. Well, Margaret, these guys, these guys, as you can see, are giving you a, what's that movie? Oh, God. Wayne's World style salute there.
Jay hates Wayne's World. I love Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. That is a Wayne's World moment.
Jay hates anything that's on television for longer than an hour. We are not. Sorry.
Yeah, Margaret in the chat. Hi there, Margaret. Yeah, these guys are completely handing their initial success and getting going, and they've said that anything that anyone needs to start their merch by Amazon, they can find by watching your video. So guys, any of you who haven't yet clicked on Margaret's icon in the chat and subscribed, you must do.
Well, the Wayne's World quotes are going mad. Carry on. Sorry.
Party on Wayne, swing. Yep, there we go.
Sure. Yeah. Sorry, Karen. She will be mine. Sorry, Karen.
All right. There's a question from Darren. Actually, I wanted to chat on, touch on as well. He says, "How long did it take you to move on from the first tier? And do you do any off Amazon marketing, or is it just upload and forget?" That's a really good question. I mean, in terms of promoting what you've got on there.
Yeah. How long it took me to get out of the first tier? I think maybe a month.
Once you started
you just have to. I think the key to getting out of the first tier is to just get your 10 designs up as soon as you can and leave them a few weeks. If they don't sell, switch them all out and put brand new ones on. That, as long as you're confident that your keywords aren't the problem, you could have a really good shirt, but you'll just need to do a bit more research.
You've got to do a template design for. Is it templated, their keyword thing? Or do you make that up yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, it says, "Does your friend like this?"
Oh no, I did that myself.
Oh god, like, revise that.
Oh wow. There's that word again, that research. I mean, if there's anything that someone can take away from this, it's that word again, research. So it took you about a month once you actually did, and you'd recommend, obviously, if your shirts don't sell, just swap them out, because you've only got 10 slots, so you want to make sure that you've got 10 good shirts. So as long as, like you said, you know it's not keywords. And the second part of what you wanted to know was, do you do any other marketing to promote your listing?
We're not so good at the.
No,
just because we haven't got time, I suppose. We'd like to. I've
been told that you can't do the AMS, which I think are like Amazon's own adverts. I don't think you can do that if you haven't got a US address. I think that's what I was told. But anyway, I haven't actually looked into it. That's something that's on my like January list of things to do.
But I suppose couldn't you? Sorry to barge in again, but couldn't you take like a link from a link to one of your shirts and stick it on Facebook and pay to promote that? I think he might mean some of that kind of.
I think they advise you. I think they quite like you doing it.
Margaret does a lot of Pinterest advertising, I think.
Right.
And she seems to do really well. I haven't done any of that at all. All of my sales have just been organic traffic. I haven't done anything at all.
So that's even more golden, isn't it? Really, that's just makes.
And I said to someone in the Tap Chat group the other day, I need to have a real think about what I want to do. Do I want to spend my time doing the advertising side of it, or do I just want to keep on uploading?
Designs,
because when we go away, which hopefully will be the end of next year, if we're not doing the advertising stuff. Well, the idea is to spend as little time as possible in front of the computer when we're traveling.
So we can see the world.
So if I'm just doing my however many uploads it is a day, and I'm getting good sales without.
Well, obviously, once we're out there, I'll be designing as well. And I'm still waiting for my account to be approved for the last 6 months.
And you've got a fantastic teacher there, haven't you, Callum? Really, I mean,
I taught her.
Oh, you taught her? Of course you did.
No.
I'll rewatch all of Margaret's videos, like with pegged in or something.
Like well, it seems to have worked, so fantastic. Stu Mandry's question was, is it
a while ago about infringing? Was it?
Yeah.
Was that
accidentally? Yeah. The question was, is it possible to accidentally infringe on someone else's design, and how much trouble can that cause?
Yeah, I've got through all of this time up until 2 days ago, being really meticulous about making sure like trademarks and everything are all okay with my shirts, and I got my first one the other day.
And that's because they trademarked it just after you'd done the t-shirt design, so wasn't it? Like
no,
was it not?
I thought it was. I was gutted because I was like, oh no, they must have
I thought you
done
blamed it on them, so it's your fault.
It was completely my fault, and I don't know whether it just slipped through the net and I didn't do a search on a certain bit of it. I've no idea how it happened, but it was. I can't remember what the phrase was now. Can you remember?
Wow.
I don't listen to you all the time.
I think that's really that's really interesting. So
they just removed the design, I think, didn't they? But
yeah, and I think
it's the same as defects on eBay. They sort of pay attention to it once.
You never know, like how many you've got.
They're nice and vague.
It's not like it's on your dashboard saying you've had one infringing design, you've got 5 left until your account gets shut down. It's not like that. I don't think anyone knows the number you can get. No. I know I was gutted when I got one, but there are people who have got a lot more and are still fine.
But is there any tool that I'm pretty sure I've heard Margaret mention that there are tools out there. I think it was in one of her videos that she types things into this website and it tells her whether there's
your copyright or trademark on it and stuff like that. Yeah, what do you use?
Yeah, I use trademarkia.com. But Margaret uses a really good one, and I need to find out what that is actually, Margaret.
Margaret's in the chat.
Because I think she copy pastes her whole
and it
keyword bullet
the whole thing
and
it tells.
Yeah, it picks out any phrases.
So you can make sure.
Which is a lot easier than the tool that I'm using at the moment. So
actual design, that's just wording as well. The actual design wise, that's up to, if I logged in and saw someone's t-shirt was that similar to mine, I think you personally can launch a complaint. So if the person that's designed a t-shirt thinks that yours is a bit too much like theirs, it depends on if that person fancies chasing it or not. And then depending on how close you get into
it would have to be a big fluke to accidentally copy someone's shirt without having
copied it.
I've just found
it's happened, it's been done.
The trademark that I infringed on.
What Margaret just said, TM Hunt is another. I'm using it a lot now.
Okay, yeah, that might be the one I was talking about. Yeah, the trademark that I accidentally infringed on it was a Christmas shirt, and it's like a checklist, and it says naughty, nice, I tried.
Oh wow!
And the phrase naughty, nice, I tried had been trademarked, and I don't know. I don't know if I searched it wrong or.
There's a lot of stuff that's copyrighted that you wouldn't think twice. Like hello might be. You never know if someone fancied it. I don't know. But there's some words that you'd expect not to be, which are.
Yeah, there's actually a Facebook group called.
Discuss it.
It's called like Against Frivolous Trademarks or something, and they try and fight all of the There'll be someone that tries to trademark the word mug, and then nobody who sells mugs can put mug in their listing. So that's why they have the whole process where people can dispute a trademark application.
That makes
it sound quite scary, but it
has, because it's such a basic set of, it's such a basic little idea. You think anyone could come up with that? Surely you can't just trademark words and in order, you start to think, then what can I make t-shirts about? And especially when you guys talk about how you find that text designs, and Margaret's mentioned often that text designs tend to do really well. That it doesn't always have to be fancy graphics and such like.
Most of the time it doesn't, does it? Most of your shirts are text based.
Probably,
and they're easier to make as well. You can jazz it up, but they're easier to make. And obviously most people, it's like the ones you can get in HMV. If you go to HMV and you just want a t-shirt that says hi, people buy them all the time. Something boring like that, but to be read, your t-shirt, you're wearing it for a reason. So someone's got to stare at your t-shirt for 5 minutes and figure out what the picture is. Whereas if it says I heart Labradors, it's quite a clear message.
It's obvious what the message is. Yeah. So you're gonna give TM Hunt a go as well then?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Lol, that's a good idea. First merch shirt, Stickman, drawn awfully with my Stickmen. Need work, says Karen. Okay, so talk about Stickmen shirts. Are Stickmen trademarks though?
I don't know.
The term Stickman might be. That's what you see. That's what you got to be. It's the same as Velcro and hook and loop. You can't put. Yeah. So Stickman might be. So you've got to be careful in your keywords. You don't put Stickman. You could put men made from.
Also, something I found was
branches,
I wanted to make a shirt that had something to do. I can't remember what it was, but say it was I love my Jeep. Jeep was what I wanted to do. A Jeep is like
put 4x4, but not Jeep.
Yeah, because Jeep these days is just a general term for that
same
sort
as Hoover,
of vehicle.
It's a vacuum sort of thing.
But Jeep is obviously still trademarked.
So the same as you've got to be kind of careful on eBay, but not really. You've actually got Amazon are quite, because of how big they are, and they're obviously, we all know how well they're doing. They're the biggest company in the world at the minute, I think, something like that, isn't it? And they're a lot more careful about their copyright infringement because they just don't want to lose money in lawsuits, I suppose.
Yeah. Nick says, I need to get my head around it all. Going to have another bash in the new year. Just so many ways to make money and spend our precious time. And that's the key, isn't it? Time is the one limiting factor.
And this is just often, it's loads of work and time on Jay's behalf, but once they're on, it's passive income.
But you guys have been doing this, I think it's the speed at which you've made it happen is what's going to catch so many people's attention. And it's definitely amazing. I mean, Margaret's still in the chat. She should pop in and say hi. That would be good. Falling on a Bruise asks question: can you use swear words in the t-shirts? I'm guessing that's a no.
No.
I don't even think they like doing the whole B random
Yeah.
characters S.
You
sort of thing.
can't.
I don't think you can even do that.
You can't do anything that resembles a swear word either. So you couldn't
No.
have like, yeah, like you just said.
Like,
Margaret says, "Link me, bro."
like son of a snitch. You probably
Yeah,
could you?
get Margaret in. I want to say
Oh
hi.
yeah, but the caveat is you have to do a Wayne's World. We're not worthy, Jay. Can you do that?
I don't know what that is because I don't.
We are not.
Callum can do it.
I've already done it. I can't get. She hates Star Wars. She hasn't seen Saved by the Bell.
Oh no, Saved by the Bell, and
I
you
don't know
don't.
what her parents did to her when she was younger.
Well,
Disney.
Rebecca still hasn't watched Indiana Jones.
Oh,
yeah.
fail. Get it sorted.
I know.
Not the new ones though.
No, not the new ones, of course. But yeah, I can't do. Yeah, I can't get into those arguments because now I just get the look of I just get this look.
Put it on.
Yeah, no.
Ray Cunningham, are religious slogans allowed? Yes, they are, and they do really well. Obviously, Christianity is big in America, and yeah, they do well.
Jesus, put Jesus with anything.
And look who we've got here.
Hi, Margaret.
Hello.
How's it going? I'm like, good. I need to reposition myself. How are you?
Good, thank you.
This is so weird.
This is weird. We just got over talking to Z the other day. Now we're talking to
I said to Callum the other day, it's like when you're at school and then you see your teacher in the supermarket.
Yeah. And then you run away and hope they didn't see you. But you can't do that.
Margaret's influence going, transatlantic. So it just shows that what you've been making, the content you've been making, it's got the power to really change. I mean, I don't know about most people, but if someone gave me $2,000 profit in 7 days, that would change my life a fair bit.
Don't give her ideas.
You guys got that? Are y'all doing that well on merch so far?
Really.
Tell him, Jay. Tell him. Tell her, not tell him.
Tell her. We've done 29 shirts already today. 31.
Wow.
And that's on our British time. So what time is it over there for you at the minute? Is it
around 2:20 or so?
See, most of them should hopefully be at work.
I did in November. I did $4,900.
Wow. Look at that.
So amazing.
What's the percentage cut Margaret's getting out of this then, guys? No, just joking.
Where's my money?
No, I'm so pleased. I am. I'm like, because I'm just like, I've already made over $1,000 this month, and then I hear that, and I'm like, whoa, okay, that's awesome.
But yeah, the Jay and Callum have both been, straight up from the beginning. They said that you guys, you're getting the we're not worthy again.
I think it was like you were saying, Z, the other day about when you watch somebody and it makes it real for you.
Yeah.
And I think because we were watching Margaret before she started merch and when you were just doing eBay, Margaret, and we were doing it at the same time, and then so we obviously
Jay stalked you.
I wasn't going to use that word. I don't know. Just
YouTube stalking only.
You kind of made it real for us. Like we could see that somebody who was doing the same sort of things as us had made merch possible and was doing well with merch as well. So. And
then we thought we'd try and crack it from England, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I always say. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And I'm apparently just barely doing it. So that's great.
Well, no, you're not barely doing it. I mean, you're doing a lot of it. But it just shows that it's a realistic thing. It doesn't matter where you live. It really doesn't. I think the key is just to understand. I mean, I'm going to sound like a complete phony saying this, considering I've got that much involvement in merch. Like I've had 0 sales on it, nothing. But just it's about understanding your market, isn't it? And that, in a way, that's
tuning in, same as everything else we do. Yeah.
Same with what you do on eBay, same with what you do on Amazon FBA, really, if you think about it. Like the people that are selling on eBay tend to know what their customers want to buy, and they're the ones that consistently sell more. And I think it's that it's almost like learning that mindset over.
It's making it your business to know. If you pick up random stuff, I get stuff at auction, I haven't got a clue what it is, and I make it just to know my audience. Oh, Nick's here as well.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Oh shit! I haven't.
We haven't sworn for an hour. None of us have.
It comes on.
I swear.
Yeah.
We
caught you.
Hi guys.
I've been trying so hard.
Right, let me sort my screen out.
There we go. Yeah, so you got Nick on as well now. So
Hi,
the
Nick.
Tat Chat and Margaret. You know, we all want 10% each. No. That's why we actually brought you on here, by the way, guys.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna YouTube
Draw
mock
up a
you.
contract.
Well, I'm still on 0 merch sales.
Yes. Yep.
Here, have you been approved?
Ages ago.
No, he's talking to Nick.
I know, ages ago.
Who, me?
Agent Nick, yeah, but here have you?
Yeah. I've been approved. Just haven't done anything
Oh,
with
have
it.
you?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got
You
approved.
can't do anything now. Now
I
it's
can't
like
do anything now anyway, can I? Because it's blocked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can get the
No, yeah.
designs ready. You can like upload them ready to go live when it comes back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I think to be fair, I think that's something I'm gonna leave to Beck, because I don't leave enough stuff to Beck. I think so. I think she can
I
definitely.
think she'd be good at it. She's
Yeah.
she's got an eye for detail.
Yeah, I think she's meticulous and research are things she's good
Yeah.
at.
Yeah.
Okay, but here my mind was blown that when you said she's never watched Indiana Jones.
I don't know. Tell me about it. I know.
I wanted
right?
to see Indiana Jones when I grew up when I was little. I was like, I'm gonna.
They doesn't watch anything. No Star Wars. No. You didn't watch it. What didn't you watch until? Oh, it's awful. I need to educate her. She won't do it.
Oh, the new Star Wars
Peter
is
Cummins says, "Leave it to Beck." The default response. there must be a coffee and chicken niches. I'm sure there's coffee niches in the States, definitely, and I'm sure chicken. People love chicken, right? Who
Yeah.
doesn't?
There must be thousands of coffee shirts on there.
Yeah, but who's
Yeah.
gonna wear a
Thousands
chicken
of-
shirt? Who's going to wear a shirt saying, you know, I love spicy wings? I mean, you know, because I really
I
do.
think well, you would. So
Make that right now.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, Zahir, this is in America. That'd be huge, wouldn't it,
they
Mark?
love it. Yeah.
Well, the
I
key,
just
the
print
key
out
is
a
like
menu with all the prices and just make a shirt
Yeah.
of the menu. Just there we go. People
We
walking-
get the ideas, man, and get Beck to upload them, because we found that the complicated bit was getting the right sizing and the right image. And
You've
if
got a template on
streamlined
GIMP, haven't
way
you?
of
Does it
doing
for you?
Yeah,
people are
I
really
think-
quick, go on.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say once you've done that a few times, I think that's the hard bit done, and then you can focus on your designs.
Hmm.
Yeah. Are you guys using Illustrator or are you using other stuff?
GIMP, Jay.
We just use
only
GIMP.
GIMP.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could totally do it for free, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't want to pay anything else.
And what's you use a program, Margaret, that's like got a lot of graphics, and you can just click which ones you want, and you can put a distressed effect on it. What is that?
Oh, that's Make Merch.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Ah.
have a go at that.
Oh yeah, it's a paid per month, but I sell so many shirts that I make. I mean, I would say a lot of the shirts I sell, and all the shirts I've sold from the print. I feel like I'm yelling because my kids are over there. But all the shirts that I've sold on the Printful and Etsy integration have been for Make Merch. So
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a go at that next year, definitely.
yeah, I like it. And my kids can use it. They make shirts. It's cool.
We
That's
hear
cool.
tell quite. I think it might have been you actually that said that your kids designed some shirts and they've sold as well. Like something.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
was it yours that did the one about pickles?
Yes.
Did you? Yeah. You did one about I like pickles and you did it for a laugh and you sold like 20 of them or something.
Yeah. And so, but I promised them, like, whatever shirt you make, you'll get $5 of the profit. So
Aw.
it's like, okay.
So for all of us that have sold,
Feed me with ideas.
Yeah, right.
Margaret's kids' designs have sold more than mine, and Dave in the chat said he'd sold one, I think.
Yeah, it's amazing. That is. It just shows though that it's a mindset thing, really, isn't it? Like getting into the head of the market that you're aiming
Slave
for.
for children, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to think about how to use your kids.
You have to use how to use.
Look at my charger. Hang on.
I was going to say it's about, for us certainly, it's making that decision that we're going to allocate a certain amount of time and just do it properly.
Well,
Because
we don't think
Yeah.
what we're thinking is
we put a
I don't
couple of
think
designs up. We put a couple of designs up just so our account didn't get taken down, and then we
Yeah.
got so busy with FBA, and then with eBay running up to Christmas, and we dropped the ball completely. It's as simple as that.
I had an idea of, I don't know if Margaret's thought about doing it over there, but if it comes to England, obviously we'd like to design our own t-shirts cheap and get them made for our parties and stuff, and we can't do it because we can't order them. But we thought if we go, my family went to Florida the other day for a holiday, and I thought we could get a t-shirt made for them and they could order it to their hotel in Florida, bring it back here for us, and we could put the price low so we can buy them cheap and then get them back. But if it's in yeah, I know, but you know, it's a long-winded way. But if it's in England, you can obviously you can go around your local areas and go, I can get t-shirts made for £5 each, and then you design them on Amazon for someone, and they buy it through Amazon, and you get your royalties.
Just
want
want to mention
go around sort of thing.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention Chelsea Rooney in the chat says, what stuff does Callum sell on eBay? Not sure if this is a merch only chat. I know we've heavily concentrated on the merch side. But yeah, Callum,
how long are we on for? Because it's half 8, isn't it?
Yeah, or actually
we're good.
Good point. Yeah, I'll keep it going for maybe another 5-10 minutes tops, but I've got but yeah, if we want to touch on that, because you guys do sell a lot of decent stuff on eBay as well, and you've shared some incredible sales. So Chelsea Rooney, if you go into the Tat Chat Facebook group, you will see some posts from
anything that I can make money from. And sometimes I don't. A lot of my stuff comes from boxes of Misc, which I don't. We do a lot of auction. We can do another chat another time. Anyway, we're happy to do it whenever. But a lot of it comes from, we do a live auction every couple of weeks, and it's no one's bought it for £1. I'll just click it. And I know it's not always only £1 to somebody, but it could be anything in that box. And usually we'll try and go and see the boxes of Misc, but you can't dig for everything. And sometimes you end up with a load of China, which is always fun. So, but occasionally you get a DS at the bottom of it. I've done that before. I found a box of Misc and I had a DS, an old phone that I sold for £30 and something else in it, and I paid £1. You know, and it's just chance a lot of the time. But anything
it's
that
a gamble, though,
we do research. We'll go and we'll do the viewing, and we'll find the model numbers for all the hi-fi that's there, and we'll go and research that.
Sure.
And we'll make sure that we're only bidding where we can make profit. And if it goes higher than that, I won't do it.
Margaret actually has to just pop out, I think. So
sorry, Margaret.
Yeah, she's saying hi. Yeah, no.
Bye, Margaret.
Bye.
It's impromptu.
Nice to meet you guys. And I'll see
you too.
Bye.
Bye.
And I'm sure you'll be able to, next thing you know, you'll be able to arrange a chat with Margaret live on.
I hope so. That would be good.
That would be epic. Yeah.
I don't think they have any. They haven't had anyone from Britain on there.
Yeah, no, they did recently.
Once, wasn't it?
They did. Yeah.
But we don't know. We don't know how the rankings are in England about who does what best. And I think, didn't you find out on an app about who's on Amazon in England?
Yeah. No, I think somebody.
But it doesn't tell you what they're earning, obviously, so we don't know how good we are as far as England is concerned.
It's not about rank, though, is it?
No,
it's more. It's just you guys come across well. You guys have shown what can be achieved in the space of a few months, really, isn't it? I mean, it's amazing to actually be able to do that so quickly. I mean, you look at I'm going to call him out on it, but someone with the experience that Nick has, that they dropped the ball on it, like he said himself, didn't you? So
yeah. Well, whenever I tune into Margaret and she's chatting about all this and how much money she's making, etc., it's like,
why am I not doing it? Yeah.
Why? Because I was so excited to get approved. And I've got, loads of ideas and stuff, but it's just, we just
I was the same, Nick. I didn't touch it for a good couple of months. I think it's because it's so new and it just seems like so much, doesn't it?
It seems like a big task to get into an American market.
Yeah. And I think once you're into the swing of it, it becomes second nature. But those first 10 or so shirts, they are a big effort, aren't they?
Do you have any fear that it's going to get saturated, or that there's going to be so many players in it that it's going to get hard to?
Yeah, I mean, Amazon.
There already are so many, though, aren't there, as well?
There are. Amazon did just announce the royalty decrease on, I think it's the 18th of January.
You control your prices again, so.
Yeah, so we're losing about a third of our royalties on standard T-shirts, which is a lot.
No way.
But you can
then up your prices, obviously. But the thing is, there are always people who just go straight to the bottom
T-shirt prices.
Yeah.
But that's how you get your rank up as well. You put your designs on cheap, so you sell them and get your numbers of sales up, so you can get ranked up, and then you can start adjusting.
Yeah.
Your T-shirts that sell well.
Much like anything, I think people that stay on, on trend, as it were, I think they're going to be the ones that are going to be the most successful. People that can read the market.
Yeah, just don't stagnate.
Yeah.
Get on it, yeah.
I don't know if the question was asked, but what's your average sort of net profit per shirt?
So what I do, and I don't know if this is the best way of doing it. I haven't really figured out my price
at the minute. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I haven't figured out a really sound pricing strategy yet. But I start all my shirts at $16.99, and once they sell 10 times in a month, so that's 2 or 3 sales a week, I put them up to $19.99. And at the moment,
signed you out.
Oh no, it's all right. on a $16.99 shirt, I get $4.64. That's dollars.
Dollars. This
yeah.
is so.
So
£3.
just under $5 a shirt.
So that's what, about £4 or so, was it?
So Amazon take their chunk, but we haven't done anything other than put a picture.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking it.
No.
Fantastic. I was just interested in knowing what the sort of net was in pounds.
Yeah.
And Nick missed the numbers, I think. So that built up to a fair bit in one day if you sell 90 shirts.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But obviously, most of my shirts now are $19.99 because I'm fiddling around with it all the time. And if there are any shirts that just aren't selling, then I'll sub them out.
Make them cheap or change them.
Yeah.
You have to have faith in the quality of your design, I guess, and think it's worth $20. There you go.
Yeah, I
and
know.
They've got different levels of quality of shirts as well. You do the premium shirts, which are made of better material, and they're a bit dearer, aren't they?
Yeah, and now they do long sleeves as well.
Yeah, and there's talk of hoodies and then eventually mugs and God knows what else. That's in the underground world of merch, people.
Underground, the dark depths of merch.
Yeah,
and like you guys said, it's going to come over here, isn't it? So, and then
I can't see it not happening.
Yeah, and you guys are going to have such a great advantage, so anyone that's thinking of it should get into it now, so you can at least, so even if you don't make a success of it over there, at least it will give you the experience that you need.
Do you think they'll keep it completely separate? I guess they will, won't they? So it'll be on Amazon UK.
Yeah, it's hard to know. I mean, it would be amazing if it just all like transferred our designs over, but I can't see that happening.
No, because
sitting there clicking on buttons.
That'd be exciting.
Yeah.
Imagine the gold rush to get shirts up there.
I know.
So we said there's English niches that don't exist on Amazon yet because they're not over there.
I assume they'll do it Europe-wide. Well, FBA is Europe-wide, so why would
that's true.
You think of all the European niches like German stuff and
we did Oktoberfest
so
was quite good, wasn't it?
Yeah, believe it or not.
I made some awesome punty shirts like "You're the Worst," which was hilarious. And Jay's like, "Oh, that's not bad." I was like, "Brilliant, get it for me."
Was that not trademarked then?
Apparently, it probably is now, but it wasn't. And like we did one that was just a sausage on a fork with a few, and we sold a few of them, didn't we? It's "You're the Worst" or something, or "He's the Worst," "She's the Worst," and then you got 3 designs there.
Yeah.
Well, my granddad's the worst, and you got 25 if you did the extended family. You know, if you're running out of ideas, you know, it's that easy.
But I think the person that asked earlier, is it too late? I think it's not too late for the American site anyway. Definitely not. But if you're of the opinion that it is, it's
Donald Trump does something stupid every week. You can do a t-shirt about anyway. So it's fine.
But it's still worth signing up just to be ready for when it comes over here.
Ching.
And an eBay sale.
Oh, I don't know. $9.99. Oh well, I made 10
still. Well, guys, it's nearly 8:40.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
It's been really illuminating. It's been inspirational, definitely, to see you guys just come on and in such a short space of time. And you know, it makes both Nick and I really like kind of chuffed as well that you'd say I was watching these chats that you know got no, it's not, no, because the thing is, you guys, we should be doing that to you. We're not worthy because
it's funny because when I was working as well, I liked your videos, but I was like, I'm gonna drill them out. It was just on all the time. Is it we go to bed? Well, we go to bed. Should we listen to a nice bit of music or like Delta sleep? She's like, no, but Nick and I. And I'm quite a light sleeper, so she'd fall asleep and I'd be listening to you till about 2 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, from our point of view,
I've learned subliminally.
It's fantastic that we can, you know, meet the likes of you who have got some inspiration, if nothing else, from our videos and have gone on and you know,
made something from it.
It makes the whole thing worthwhile. I know that's cheesy, but the whole YouTube thing,
completely.
This was the reason for starting it, to inspire other people. So it's great.
No, thanks.
I think I've got a bit of a bug for it now. I feel like I want to make some more videos.
Fantastic!
More time to find in the day and a better camera. We need a better camera.
Well, if you do start a channel up, then you know, definitely let me know, and we'll definitely have you back on for a chat. I mean, you guys are great. So.
I loved it. It's been really fun. I hope people haven't been bored by us.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, people are asking, is there a YouTube channel? Please ask Ray Cunningham. So there you go.
No.
Not yet, guys. Not yet.
So we've lost a couple of evenings a week now then.
There's a massive gap for an English channel or couple like themselves to talk about merch, because who else is there?
No.
I know there's
we don't know really, do we? No.
Yeah. So yeah, go for it if you want to.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. Thanks everybody in the chat that's stuck through this. I hope you guys have gotten a lot of really interesting information. I'm sure you have, because I certainly have. Jay and Callum, you've been fantastic. Thanks for coming on. You got to say hi to Margaret, and obviously Nick's popped in as well. So
Hello.
no, we're lucky to have you on. So really great. In the meantime, I think today's Wednesday. Tomorrow, Nick, you've got a live chat of your own.
Yeah, Steve and Steph. Cannot wait. I'm addicted to their videos. I don't know if you guys watch Steve and Steph.
No, and until you mentioned them in your chat yesterday, I hadn't heard of them. I need to go and binge on that.
I should go and stalk them now as well.
Yeah, you have to go research.
Can you stop calling me a stalker? People are going to get a bad opinion.
Friendly stalker.
Researcher. She's
researcher. Researcher.
She researches.
Yeah, I think it's about 4:30. We're doing that tomorrow. So if you guys are about, and anybody in the chat, join us.
That'll be fantastic. And then Beck and I will be back on Friday for our chat, and then Nick and Andrew will be back on Sunday. So we've got the week covered. Maybe by then Jay and Callum will have got a channel up, and they'll put something out on Saturday. You never know.
Oh, there we go. Making things up. Looks like we know what we're doing Saturday.
No. That was just
actually blimey.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks for popping in, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Thanks for having us.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.